KR 850, Day 3, The Way of Knitting, Part 1. So we're going to start this video for The Way of Knitting with some light reading as usual. How to knit 1x1 rib. 1x1 rib is the most widely used for waistbands and sweaters, cuffs, collars, pockets, and many other decorative purposes. The rib is produced by having knit stitch over knit stitch and purl stitch over purl stitch in vertical lines and is soft and elastic. In the following example, medium thickness wool is used for practice. So goes into the cast on. Carriage for the KH, change knob and L, tension dial is O, holding cam lever N, pattern selector button plain. Makes sense. Carriage KR, which is the ribber, slide lever to 2, tension dial 0, cam lever L, N, R, N, tuck lever R, holding cam lever L, N, R, N. So what that means is N, N, R, N, N, 2, and 0. And of course, the lily buttons, you do not touch them until you are doing bird's eye. Main bed, everything this way. That's an O. Okay, push it up, ready to go. And then we have the needle arrangement, simple 1x1. So 1x1. And opposing 1x1. Not in half pitch. Okay. 1 second here. All lined up. So you can see here where it says to make sure that the end needles are on the main bed, and then the ribber is just inside. Set the half pitch lever to P, which we are using the 1x1 pusher, which is what we did. Operate the connecting carriage to make sure that they're both only in B position, which they are. And now we do the first row of knitting. Okay, so look out of the way. Oh, I haven't prepared my yarn yet, so we're going to pause and I will prepare my yarn. Okay, so according to the instructions, we hold here, and we drop. Well, that didn't go very well. Nope. All right. Drop it down. Grab it from underneath. Holding on to it. Knitting across. And there we have our first row of knitting. Now we need to put a comb on there. So comb. Now I have less than 100 stitches here, so I'm going to use 2 small weights, not one big one, because I want this cast on comb to stay below the needles. All right, so now it says we go. Oh, can you even see that? You cannot even see that. Okay, I'm going to move my camera again. Okay. I'll just undo what I did. Okay, so now we are going to follow page 22. First of all, it says tension to 1, both beds. Pressing the part button for the main going to the left, and part button for the ribber going to the right. Nothing else is changed. Now we knit how many rows? Set the carriages, move the connecting carriages from left to right, move the connected carriages right to left, and then left to right. So 3 rows. Let's reset our row counter just for fun. So 1, 2, 3. You may want to clip that yarn tail. All right, now we did our perfect selvage. Set the carriages shown in the figure. So now, was that on camera? No. We'll do it again. Okay, so what I did is from PR, that one into N, and from PR on that one into normal knitting. I now reset my tension to 2 according to the book, and now I can knit ribbing. And there we go. That's 20 rows of ribbing. Next up, how to knit 2x2 ribbing. So I'm going to take this off the bed and we're going to take a look. Okay. You can see 1x1 ribbing. How to knit 2x2 ribbing. 2x2 ribbing is 2 knits, 2 purl, rib. In one row, 2 knit stitches alternate with 2 purl stitches and vertically form knit stitch over knit stitch and purl stitch over purl stitch. In the following example, medium thickness wool is used. So casting on for 2x2 rib. Carriages go to 0, 0. And now the needle arrangement. This is where this fancy little tool comes in. Okay. And these 2. Now, I'm just going to put these in D. And connect my carriages. All right. Now, this is where it gets a little more interesting. We have them all lined up, and now we have to put our pitch into half pitch. And that won't be on the thing. Okay, I'm going to rearrange how we can see here. Okay, so half pitch. Now, I'm going to move the camera again. Okay. So now it's in half pitch. I need to go rack 4. Okay, because it said rack 4. Move the connecting carriages a few times to arrange the needles in line. They're already in line. First row of knitting. Thread the yarn into the yarn feeder, just like we did before. Go goes into the yarn feeder. We're all at zeros. And now we knit across the one row. Okay. Going to clip again. Is it similar? Comes in, down, down, over. Okay, we have the zigzag there. Now we put in the cast on comb. I missed a step, and I'll show you what I did wrong. Okay, put this wire in just a little ways. Now, one of the things that I missed was putting up this last stitch here. So I'm going to make sure that I move those into position. Push this back up and lock that in. Okay. Two little barrel weights. Now we're going to read some more. Whew. See, I just missed that little one right there. Hang the cast on comb. Made sure that we are into the correct spaces. We hung the weights. Now, for this perfect selvage, it says to set the ribber and the main bed to 3. Part on the ribber, part on the main. Can you see it? No, you cannot. Here we go again. Okay, so on the ribber, right hand side is in part. On the main bed, going to the left is in part. Now, what do we do here? Move the connected carriage from left to right, only the plain needles knit. And then right to left. So, 1, 2. Move the connected carriage from left to right again, which will take us to the right-hand side of the bed. Needle arrangement to change from selvage of the 2x2 ribbing. Set the half pitch to 3. Sorry, 2P, not 3. And rack back to 5. So, back to 5. Now this leaves this little stitch out here. We want to make sure that we transfer that little stitch up to its partner. And its partner is above and to the right. Okay. So now we should have nothing to worry about. Everything should be okay. We now undo the part on the ribber and undo part on the main. Still in tension 3-3. We should be able to knit without any issues. 1. We're just going to do 20 rows. It's pretty scary. A couple more rows to go. I'm actually going to add an extra weight onto this. Interesting. So it didn't want to knit those ones. I'm going to move them up. Move those ones up again. Okay, one more. That is 20 rows. I'm going to give it a little snip. Take off the weights. Drop the yarn. And now we're just going to knit across. Okay. So here we have a very simple 2x2. You can see most of it worked, but as usual, I have a little bit of issues on this side of the bed, which is just fine. This is just a demonstration. It's not an actual project yet. So there you go for 2x2 ribbing. So now we have an alternate method of doing 2x2 ribbing, which is actually a 2x1 ribbing. Setting up for that one is a little bit different. You can see that it's 2, 1, 2, 1, and then alternate 1, 2, 1, 2. Bring this all forward. 1, 1, 1. And I'm just going to leave that one out. Half pitch. Bring these all up. Now, taking a good look at this. So in between these two, that one is down. In between these two, this one is down. And you kind of get the idea. Now on the end, that one is down, those ones are up. What do we do? Now that we have them all set up, set the half pitch lever to H, set the racking indicator back to 4. Okay. From the step, first row of knitting to selvage are the same as the original method. After selvage, set the racking indicator to 5. Transfer the left end purl stitch to the plain needle and return the empty needle to a position of the KR bed. Okay. The knitting is the same as the original method. Put this down here. Grab my yarn. Bring that one up, right? Well, I'm going to bring this one up in between the two. do. Okay. So 0, 0, still in 2, in half pitch, moving across. Putting on our cast on foam. Make sure I'm going in between. Not sure if I got it right or not. Stabbing something here. Okay. I'm going to put on the big barrel weight, even though I said I wasn't ever going to do that. And 2 small ones. Setting the carriages for PR on the main and PR on the ribber, opposite of each other, knitting across to do the selvage. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Clip. Need to transfer this end one upward to there. Put that one down. Wrap that to 5. And now we should be good to just knit. Everything looks okay. We're still in half pitch. Are we in half pitch? Hang on. Okay. I just got to watch that my bed doesn't loosen up again. So I may have to hold it. Okay. Everything's good. Going up to tension 3-3. Going across. And resetting my row counter to 1. And we're going to knit 20 rows. I'm thinking maybe my tension is too tight for this yarn. So I'm going to go up to 4 and 4. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's 20 rows. Everything looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to snip this, drop this, try and drop this, remove all the weights. Now we're just going to knit across. And there you go, 2x1 ribbon. On to part 2.